Hi everyone, welcome to the Warrior Chronicles for the 21st of November 2019. I'm your host Johnita Francis. Today it is hot, hot, hot. We are absolutely covered in smoke, which kind of gives us the nice blanket approach to any sort of oxygen whatsoever. And my sinuses have been playing up. My nose feels like it's got grit in there, as do my eyes. Some of my friends are coughing lungs up. And I've actually had to take sinus stuff just to feel like my nose is working. So there's not much we can do about the smoke. We have our houses, we have our pets, everybody's safe. I should stop my bitching, I realise that. But it has certainly been an indoor day for me and many of other people in the affected areas of Campbelltown in particular, and where I live. So it's been a really horrific, a really very hot, smoky, hard to breathe, stuffy day. So hopefully your day has been a lot nicer wherever you are. So let's get into it and see what we're doing. I want to, I'm sure you've all seen my celestial quartz before. So that's an celestial quartz. That's one level up from the smoky quartz as far as tapping into a higher level energies are concerned. Very pretty. I don't stuff this one in my bra, obviously. But she does go a lot of places with me. And thanks to a dear friend of mine who runs an online crystal store, I was actually able to secure this little beauty. And she's a spirit quartz. And I have been looking for a spirit quartz for about 2 years. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I like prettiness, but I have to be able to have a conversation with the crystal when I meet her or him. And when I spotted this one, I was like, oh, I must have it. And then instantly my arms and legs started falling off because it looked like I wasn't going to have it. And then I definitely got it. So I was very, very happy with that. So that's spirit quartz. So this is a higher level still. And you'll see spirit starting floating around now because they like it when I play with it. Higher level up from the celestial quartz. So a little bit, couple levels up from smoky quartz. If you're starting out on your spiritual journey, probably don't grab a spirit quartz straight away because they will knock you on your ass, especially if you're sensitive to frequencies. So just go careful with that one. But smoky quartz, celestial quartz, spirit quartz, guarantee that you will be able to get all sorts of freaky things going on. So it's very cool. Right, let's go. Who have we got? Hello, Katina. Wow, you all come out of bloody nowhere. You little darlings. All right, let's have a little looky. Everyone's, yeah, I know. It's been just, hasn't it? It's just, I think that's the best way to describe it. Rightio, let's get into this and stop mucking around. It is a beautiful crystal, isn't it, Katina? Really, really cool. It's just, if I spot Jess Ainsworth tapping into the live tonight, I'll ask her what is in it. I think it's citrine, and it's got a little bit of citrine in there as well, but I don't know. You guys all know what I'm like. It's all confusion, right? But I know that it's a spirit quartz because I've wanted it for so long. Love her. Rightio, let's go. We might do a little bit of energy read for general people just at the moment, which is, everybody. Okay, so you're going to start to feel a little bit more lighter in your approach to things in the next coming weeks because obviously Mercury has come out of retrograde. It's stationed direct at the moment, so it feels like it's just sitting there. That's not. It's actually going in a little bit quicker on a normal pace. So it's starting to go normal again. So the energy should start to relax a little bit, or you'll start to feel a little bit of shift as a community. You'll start to feel a little bit of a shift. There could be some, because you're not feeling sluggish, you're not feeling like we've been waiting for Mercury retrograde to finish. So that's the breeze, not spirit, that side. Because we're waiting for Mercury retrograde to let go of us so we can move forward. You could be a little bit of feistiness going on because we're chomping at the bit to get going. So don't take that out on too many of our loved ones or people that are around us. Just take it nice and steady, and certainly the energy will start to pick up collectively for everybody, which will be very nice, myself included. All right. Well, that's very interesting. I just pulled out 2 lovers cards, and we all know how I feel about love relationships. Not because I'm a cynical old bag. It's because they're just not very fun. They're not fun readings to do. I love people. I want you to do well for yourselves first, and then everything else will fall into place. Rightio. waffled on enough. Let's get into it. Janelle Page would love a card. You can have a card, my darling. Oh, personal power. You got solar plexus. I just went straight to my call chart and you picked up your solar plexus in your personal power. So you're actually really fueling along. I know that you feel like you're stagnant at the moment, okay? Just keep going, okay? Keep those little ducky legs going because your duck, you know, like ducks feel really calm on the surface, but they're actually going hell for leather underneath the surface. That's exactly what's going on at the moment. You look like you're not progressing forward, but you actually are. They're saying to stick to your plans, okay, Janelle? Stick to your plans. They offer stability for you. You're spreading your wings. You're starting to really come into things. It's starting to balance things out as too. So you know how you're sort of like a little bit chaotic? Just a deep breath and balance that energy out a little bit, just a little bit more. But that'll come most closer to, and it's all about you at the moment too. That's the sun. I'm trying to avoid the outside light. So it's all about you at the moment, how you're perceiving your energy. So just bring that in back just a little bit more, just for another maybe 8 days for you, and then things will start to progress. Put your plans down in writing so you feel like you're ticking the boxes off. You can see the changes coming forward instead of trying to visualize them in your head. That will help you just for the next about 8 days, I think you've got left. All right, who have we got us? Teresa. She's got all the love hearts. How can you ignore that when they have all the love hearts? Okay. Well, that's a very interesting card for you to pull. This is all about things starting to come to the surface. So you're getting on top of whatever it is that's going on in your life. So finances will start to settle down a little bit. I know you've been worried about some of that stuff because I can feel that. As soon as I said finances, you went, so just relax that a little bit. There's kids involved here as well somehow. The kids are coming up and I'm just being drawn to the kids in the background. So try not to stress too much. See how things are going on around these two ladies and they're sitting down having a beautiful cup of tea. Just start to relax a little bit more, knowing that you're actually starting to get somewhere and the tangible change is coming for you as well. Very nice. Very, very nice. Anything else we need to do? A little resistance. So you're still a bit unsure about a few things, okay, but you're working through that and you know what I'm talking about because they're saying, yep, she's got it. So good on you, Trees. Okay. Katina, my favorite little egghead in the whole world. You had a full-on week. That makes two of us. Oh, my God. I feel like I've been on an emotional roller coaster of, yep, I got this shit. Oh, fuck, really? Yep, now I've got this shit. Oh, fuck, really? And it's only Thursday. We haven't even had the full week yet. Crazy, isn't it? All right. What's my little egghead up to? Okay. You've got some changes coming in. What I want you to consider when you're thinking about these changes, though, Katina, is not the outcome, okay? So I know that sometimes we get caught on what we want the outcome to be, but when we get there, often it's not what we thought it might be or what we wanted it to be, or it sucks balls so bad and we wish that we actually didn't force our way so badly to get what we thought we wanted. If you're being not recognized for your talents or what you're bringing to the table in your relationship or in your work or in life in general, time for you to take a little step back a little bit. There you go. There's your confirmation. Take a little step back for a little bit and think about what you want to do next, okay? So think about what steps you're going to put into place. Really do it in a logical, strategic order, and that will feel like you've got a bit more control over it, okay? Because I think that you're not being recognized for what you bring to the table. You're not being valued, okay? So we need to swap that around a little bit. And there's an injustice or an inequity. So it's people and someone somewhere in your life is not being fair for you, but you know, justice will be served, so you'll get what you need out of it. Just relax a little bit in the meantime, okay? I'm glad that breeze keeps coming through. I'm melting here. Got the window open, which is why I keep coughing, because the smoke is killing me, but it's just too hot to not have it open. All right, Rachel Cunliffe. Hello, my darling. Can your name pop up a few times? We're going to go over to the zodiac. This is all about the things that you want to be proud of. So anytime that you're starting to move towards a different venture, different career, something that you're proud of is going to be front of mind at the moment. You really want a good outcome for that. And you're quite ambitious about getting a good outcome as well, which is really, really cool. Anytime you feel restless, take yourself off for a walk or change your scenery, okay, to get yourself into a bit of a shock. So go left when you go on your walk, not right, for example, okay. Give yourself something a little bit different to look at, just to distract you from that thought pattern. You've got some successes coming up, okay. You've had to be very clever in how you get your put your steps in place so you can get what you want, and it is about you getting what you want. Your plans are working out really well. So whatever plans you put in place, just say in the last 3 months in particular, you're starting to pay dividends on your inner strength, okay? So this is all about you taming the lion within, really getting what you want out of life. And also forgiving yourself for making a silly mistake. Whatever that silly mistake is, I'm not sure, but I can assure you that you're changing your life as a result. So this is about you going, yeah, I did that, and then going, you know what? So what? Big deal. I'm going to let it go and move on to something better, okay? Something better is coming for you. And I really like that. You got the injustice card as well. So justice being served. Don't give up on whatever it is that you're chasing at the moment, okay? Things slowly starting to unfold, but Mercury has been against us just in like almost the last month. So for you, your Mercury will start to shift. Now, everyone's got their own Mercury and their own placement and their own chart, of course, and where it's based in your chart and how it aspected from the transiting Mercury or the retrograde transiting Mercury will have different effects on how it affects you, okay? So that's why the people have different days before things start turning around. Yours in particular is going to be about 3 days when you start to feel a little bit of a shift in your frequency, a shift in your change. Nice one. Okay, cool. Patricia Thomas is next. Now, I've just gone straight back over to my cog chart, so we're going to go over there. Show me for Patricia, please. It's all about balance. Okay, Patricia, you've got base. The base is right down here, okay, in your body. And you've got the base. And the base is, for you, is all about balance, so balancing things out. If you've cut yourself a little bit too fine at the moment, time to rein that back in, time to learn to say no, time to put some boundaries in place so people understand that you're not a cheap margarine. You're not going to spread that far, and start looking after yourself, okay? So balancing your thought, balancing your life, balancing career, balancing what you do for others, and what you need to do for yourself right now. It's all about what you need to do for yourself. And the smoke is killing me. It's so mean. All right. Okay. Let's see. Jessica Brown. I'd love a reading. You can have one, my darling. Let's go. Oh, sacral. Relationship. We seem to be going to the cog chart, girls and boys. If we've got any boys, I apologize for that slip. So we're just going to park the cards because I don't know, Spirit telling me to do this instead. So we'll just do this because you know what it's like when we don't do things that they tell me to do. Okay, so you've got sacral and it's coming into relationships. So this is for Jessica Brown. So sacral is the next bit up. Okay, that's the orange one there. So you can start wearing orange, eating oranges, any sort of orange that you can bring into your life right now is really cool. It's about relationships and about what that sacral energy means for you. So a little bit of homework for you, Jessica, is to have a look at what the color orange means for you. So look up color or spiritual meanings of orange and see which one resonates with you. It's in a relationship, okay? So whatever this is your relationship and how you relate to others, how you relate to yourself. And it all comes down to that sacral cog, or that chakra. I call them cogs if you haven't seen my videos before, because we're a machine and we need a little, there you go. And we need all those little cogs to be able to get our machine to work. And when our cogs are jammed or they're not operating and they're not well oiled and we're not, maintaining them, preventative maintenance, they can get out of whack, okay? They can not operate fully. So That's why I call chakras cogs. So yours is all about relationships and how you relate to others. So that's where sticking point is for you. Once you do that, I find that people don't understand you, or you can't get your point across sometimes. And it can be very frustrating for you. So as soon as you work out, as soon as you get to that frustration level, you kind of switch off a little bit, because you can feel that it's not going to get anywhere. So take that back, take that power back, work with the sacral energy, do some meditation around sacral. Don't look at the relationship part, okay? Because you might be in a beautiful relationship and there's nothing wrong with it. But how you relate to others could be an issue for you, okay? And what this will open up when your cog for your sacral area starts being well oiled and looked after a little bit more. All right, next person. Who we got? Melissa Ireland uses clear quartz for healing. It's always in her bag. Do you have to smack people with your bag to get them to heal? Be gone, stupidity. That's terrible, isn't it? That's just me. I might put some clear quartz in my bag. I've got a whole big wad of it here somewhere. Maybe on one of the altars. All right, what are we doing? We're doing Melissa Island. And where's Melissa going? She's got two. She's got the crown, okay? So the crown is up here, and it's a spiritual awakening. So you're actually starting, you've got a lot of energy coming out of there. A lot of energy. Melissa, stick your hand. You're already doing it. Stick your hand on top of your head and start pushing down and get to about there. Feel that energy in between your hand and your head? That's your crown cog going doing, 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 doing. Spiritual awakening. Now's the time to take it seriously, okay? I know that you have been working towards that anyway, but dedicate some time every single day to work on your spiritual awakening, because your energy, your frequency is like, my hand is so hot right now, really, really like super hot. It's actually a little bit pink, but I think my hands are a little bit pink at the best of times anyway. But I've got burning sensation down here and across here. So right through that whole middle section of my hand. So work on that crown for you, Melissa, and also spiritual awakening, okay? So concentrate on really, really put yourself out there and dedicate some time to your spiritual awakening and spiritual awareness. Cherie is up in the top end. Oh my God, are you serious? Hopefully you're not melting up there, my darling, and you're staying safe. It's been horrific. Sue Ellen, hello, my darling. Lisa and John, would love a reading. Okay, Lisa and John, what are we doing here? She's got heart chakra has come up, and I'm flipping between inner child and love. So heart chakra is the green one, like my nails, and it's inner child and love. So there's still some things that you're working through to get your inner child out to play, to nurture, to protect, to look after. That's coming. I'm not sure. I know I've read for you once before. I can't remember your birthday. I'm really sorry. But I kind of feel around your next birthday will be when things really start to take off and you start having a little bit, it's like you release the stress associated with whatever's going on in your life right now, and you start to play and relax a little bit more. And when you do that, you start to enjoy things. You have your heart starts to open up, and when your heart opens up, then that's when the love comes out and the inner child feels safe to be able to come out and play. I'm kind of guessing that's what it all means for you, because I cannot choose between inner child or love. That's really cool, but it's definitely heart chakra or heart cog, and it's that green color. So paint your nails green. Nothing ever matches on me. This is me not caring. All right, then we've got hello. I'm feeling a lot of negative around me at the moment. Okay, Patricia, best way to cope with that is any obsidian crystal. Any obsidian crystal whatsoever. The negativity is also your mindset, okay? Now, you don't need to be psychic to know that, because you've just said that you're feeling a lot of negative around you. You're actually sending out a lot of negativity as well. So you might not necessarily think that you're sending out, like voodoo, bad vibe stuff, but the way you're talking to yourself can be a little bit negative as well. Just be very kind to yourself. You've got a few things that need to change in your life, but you're already starting to suspect those as well. So that's not a really big thing. And there's some communication is the key for you right now. So really understand, if you don't understand what someone's saying to you, or you don't understand the process of something, or something just doesn't feel right, so you ask more questions until you get it right in what you're doing. Because when you do that, that's when your sense of pride comes back in, and you start to believe in yourself, and you start to back yourself, and that's where you want to be in your life. You want to be in that real inspired place. Now, Leos come up. Leo's associated with, like, being a fire sign. So I'll say oranges, reds, all those sorts of colors, anything that you can think about as a fire. I would be wearing that or bringing those colors into your life somehow, okay? Just to give you a little bit of focus on getting that passion back to where you need it to be. Yep, hate love reading. That's right, Tanya. Now, I will let you know I'm happily married, okay? And I still hated love readings when I was happily single and when I was happily miserable with my 3 contestants, okay? So I'm not allergic to love readings. It's just that when we do the work on ourselves and we understand ourselves and we love ourselves how we should be loved, and we understand our tolerance and not tolerance and all those things about us that makes us us, and we have a true understanding of ourselves, we can't be fooled by narcissists. We can't be tricked by psychological warfare partners. We will not put up with abuse because we know where our boundaries are, and we automatically start attracting a different type of person into our lives, a different type of friendship, a different type of relationship. So, me and my ex are going to get back together again? Probably. If you don't want to, fix anything, you want to continue to have problems in your relationship, not resolve anything, then knock yourselves out. Take your clothes off and get into bed and off your toddle. Or if you want to have a healthier relationship with your ex or with anybody else, now's the time to do the work. So, yeah, I hate relationship readings. Hate them. All right, Nicole Timberlake. Wait, I missed Vicky. Vicky V. That would do, won't it? I'm not even going to try to embarrass myself by saying that. Vasilopoulos. That would do. I reckon that's pretty bloody close. I'm sure you're probably laughing at me. That's okay. You can laugh at me. She wants a card. She's high-fiving me. This is brilliant. Mother Earth and rebirth. Okay, so you've got the Earth chakra, so it's really important for you to take time out for yourself, get out in nature, take your shoes off, go and stand in the dirt, go stand in the rain, and just be still. Now, what I mean by be still is let the monkey chatter happen, okay? This is not meditation. This is about you feeling the earth beneath your feet. The rebirth means that you're shedding anything that no longer serves you, okay? And the Mother Earth energy is the universe has got you covered. So I practice paganism, so we're all about connectivity and elemental connectivity. So you can have a look at that if you want, or if it doesn't ring true to you, it doesn't really matter. No one's going to get offended because it's you, not my journey, it's your journey. But I kind of feel like your connection with nature and your connection, how you feel about everything being connected in general, kind of give me the feeling that Mother Earth energy is where the fun will be at for you while you're going through this rebirth and shedding those layers that don't serve you anymore. Okay, that was for Vicky. Nicole Timberlake. Now, I didn't look at my chart then. I looked at the picture instead, and I went straight to your third eye. So third eye is up here. Why can't I do this? What is wrong with my brain that I can't do it in reverse? This is why I'm not a hairdresser, because you come to me to get your fringe cut, and I'd cut the back or something. I just can't do the reverse thing. That's your dick. Right, psychic development. Nicole Timberlake's all about psychic development for you. What I'd like you to consider doing is you're already doing it. What do you need me for? What I would like you to consider is having a look at different modalities, though. Pendulums, crystals, maybe a little bit of sound therapy, but when I'm saying it out loud, I don't really like it as much as I like crystals for you, and pendulums, and just The Thoth deck, which is the Thoth deck is not the easiest deck in the world to read, okay? It's not. And it can be quite regimented as well, a bit like the Lenamore decks. So have a little think about different modalities that you might want to try and bring in, because I think that you'd be really cool at the left of field stuff, okay, as far as your psychic development is concerned, and not the normal run-of-the-mill stuff, okay? I think the fun for you will be a bit on the weirdo side, but you'll love it. You'll absolutely love it. You'll get in there too. It's really cool. All right. What else have we got here? Michelle Smith. No, Vanessa Lemprey. I'm going to go to the Zodiac cards. And have a look. That was me trying to tune into Vanessa's energy. That was very interesting. Okay, that's really interesting. It's all about liberative energy for you, okay? So you're about seeking harmony and balance, fair, just, equitable arrangement, those sorts of things. And Uranus has come out as well, Uranus, which does not mean that everything's going to turn to shit. It actually means that things are going to change really quickly. So Uranus is kind of like the Tower card, okay, where everything just like you're moseying along on your own business and bam, everything changes in a heartbeat. And that's kind of what Uranus does, okay? It's the potential for sudden change. It's about awakening. It's about opening up and understanding things on a deeper level, on a more complex level. And the fact that you've got the Libra card, it kind of tells me that you're working out another way of looking at situations and changing your perception on things, which is really, really cool. Holy crap balls. You've got reasons to celebrate coming up as well. And these are happy announcements. So if all of this is making sense to you, it kind of feels like if you're not already engaged or you're in a relationship or along those lines, then there could certainly be something very exciting coming up for you. Or if you're married to your job, you're going to get a promotion. So something that's very important to you, you've got reasons to celebrate. It's like how you interact with people, and it's going to be a change of perception, a total change of how you look at things. It's very cool. I like that for you because there's a little bit of a mystery going on as well, which will drive you bonkers, but I think it's hilarious. So, but that's about as much as they're going to give me on that, because it hasn't unfolded yet for you, okay? But there's peacefulness coming in, because my eyes just went straight through to the crown cog, and in particular peace, the peaceful part of the crown cog. Crown cog. Yeah, I said it. So peacefulness is coming in as a result of this, okay? So changing your perception will be beneficial to you. All right, Michelle Smith. Let's go, Michelle Smith. Creativity in your sacral. So this is all about you being able to express yourself in a creative manner. Down there on the orange one. I cheated then, guys. I actually saw through the back. But because I can see through it. This is the sacral, and it's all about creativity for you. So being able to create things, whether that's creating new opportunities, new memories, new relationships, new ways of doing things. It could be a craft or an art or something, but it's a creativity side of you that is sort of sitting there waiting to be exposed, waiting to be played with, and that's what's coming in. Orange scarves. I don't know either. Orange scarves are something that you should definitely bring more into your life at the moment, not just because orange is associated with the sacral, but also because it just looks cool. I don't know what color hair or anything you've got. I think I might be able to tell if I have a good enough look. But I think it'll just suit your complexion. Orange will look beautiful on you. So maybe consider getting an orange scarf of some description, but bring that in, and tap into your creativity. Take it as an opportunity to play with your creative side as much as possible. Donna Bornstein, how can I move on from my breakup? I know he and I are soulmates. Okay, my darling, first thing, soulmates come in on a contract, okay? And the contract says, I'm going to teach you this and you're going to teach me that, and this is what's going to happen. And then when the contract expires, or when, now there's a couple of different ways a contract can expire. You've learned everything you can possibly learn from each other, and you've got to go your separate paths to be able to do the next part of your learning, okay? Now, the universe doesn't care that we're in love with our soulmate or that it will crush us, that our soulmate has now moved on to a different chapter of his or her life, because the contract for the soul says that we come in and we're going to teach each other certain things, and then we're going to go on to our life. The fact that you've used the expression that you know that you and he are soulmates kind of says to me that you're right on the money, first and foremost. But the other way that a relationship can expire, or a soulmate relationship can expire, is if one of or the other partners becomes abusive or is narcissistic. Then the soul contract is null and void, because the human factor has taken over so much, okay? Because we are here for the human experience. Don't think this was the case in your situation at all, but I just wanted to explain the two differences in how the soulmate contract can expire. So you've got a couple of different choices here, Donna. You can start working on yourself and raise your vibration and understand yourself, and have a really good objective look and an honest look at what you brought to the relationship, what you bring to the table as an individual. And then, spend some time for yourself and just work that out. And perhaps he will do the same, perhaps not. At the moment, I kind of feel like there's a parting, and I can't see the coming back together for a long amount of time, okay? That doesn't mean that it's not going to. That just means that for now, the lessons have gone as far as they have to go. So you're going to have to do a little bit of learning on your own to see if you can, by the nature of harmonics, come back together again, which does happen. You hear people, getting back with their first loves, or someone that they dated 25 years ago or 10 years ago. So it's not out of the blue. It just means that the soul contract for now has finalized, and you've learnt what you can from each other. It's time to part ways, whether that's indefinitely or for a little while. Okay, so try not to be too sad about that, because it's not a finality. It just means that your souls have learned as much as you possibly can. Now you've got to go off and learn some more stuff individually, and then perhaps you can come back together again, or perhaps you realize that relationship is not actually what you're after at all once you're out of it and be able to look back in hindsight. Tazzy Freeman is here. Thank you very much. Whew. You're all in here. I love it. Me. Got you, Vicky. All right. I'm going slower on my scroll today. Tazzy Freeman. Oh, okay. Hibernation sabbatical all the way for you. If someone starts giving you the shits too much, or you start getting too involved in the day-to-day drama of everything, retreat. Take a page out of the Warrior of Light book, where it says even the Warrior of Light knows when it's okay to put down their sword and just chill the fuck out. So retreat for you, okay? Hibernation sabbatical. Take some time out for yourself. Don't get too involved in what people are doing around you, because it will drain the living crap out of you. You'll have, when you do that, you'll be able to have a closer look at how you react emotionally, and how you can apply some intelligent emotion to reactivity, okay? Because someone in your circle likes to poke the bear, likes to trigger you. I don't know if they're aware that they trigger you, or whether they don't care. There's some sort of disconnect with action and reactions kind of thing. But, just remove yourself from the drama, take yourself out, just call a timeout card, and have some time out for yourself and your own sanity, most definitely. Oh, there's Spirit. Hello. I think I just got smacked then. All right, Tio. Michelle Fleur Gray. Hello, everyone. Leanne Lulu, you are so naughty. Sneaking in at work. I bet your boss is in the other room watching the same thing. You should get everybody watching, and then they can't sack all of you. Safety in numbers. I've got a diploma in HR. That's ridiculous advice, isn't it? Rightio, Michelle Fleur Gray. Oh, this is about structures, and structures are changing for you. In what way are structures changing? You're becoming more aware. The more aware you become, the smarter you will be able to deal with the people that chuck shit at you. Oh, but it's starting to frustrate you. So whatever frustrations you've got going on, just remember to chill out a little bit, take some time out. Make sure that you ask about communication. So again, if you're not sure on something or you think someone's got this underlying tone, ask calmly, not from an Aries point of view. Ask them how a Pisces would ask them. Okay, so really nice and calm. Try to get to the bottom of what they actually meant, what they actually were saying, and then you'll be able to work out from there the best way forward. Okay, so don't get too caught up in all that sort of stuff. So choose logic over emotion. What he said. Choose logic over emotion. Nothing wrong with retreating. Okay. Leanne, hello. Nettie Frost. My pleasure. Nurturing. It's all about nurturing for you. So this is nurturing yourself. This is very interesting. I looked at two different things. My first thing I looked at was my cog chart. Okay, and you went all the way down to nurturing in the earth. See that down there? Oh, go me, I did it again. I'm unstoppable. So this is all about the earth part. So this is underneath your feet, okay, how you root yourself into the ground. Nurturing is how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, how you treat yourself. So you're learning how to do that at the moment and how you want to be nurtured. You've had I've got pain in my chest. Kind of feels like indigestion. You know when you get that funny feeling like reflux and you just, that funny just before it starts burning, kind of like that. Okay, so you're trying to protect yourself a little bit here, but now's the time to nurture. The more you nurture yourself, the tougher you get. I know that sounds like complete and utter bullshit, but I'm living proof that it actually works. When you nurture yourself, you get tougher. I thought nurturing would make you soft and weak and pussy status, but it doesn't. It actually makes you really tough. The other thing I looked straight at was the celestial quartz as well, okay? So I would like you to consider trying to get your hands on some celestial quartz. It does not need to be this big, okay? I work with a wholesaler, so I get some beautiful crystals coming through, and I always like them when they're chunky and beautiful like that, and I don't like them when they're too polished and pretty. But this is all about you and how you're going to nurture. And I think that by putting your feet into the ground and changing the way you nurture yourself and becoming more aware of that, that will open up your spiritual gifts, because the celestial quartz is all about that higher level tuning into spirit and being able to listen and hear spirit as well. So now my ears are popping, so you're going to be able to hear spirit. So if you can't already, be patient, okay? It is an art to hearing them. And sometimes it happens overnight. Sometimes it doesn't happen for a very long time. But you need to put boundaries in place with that as well. So now's the time for you to nurture yourself so you understand how to put boundaries in place. So when you start receiving messages from spirit, you also are quite confident in telling them, shut the fuck up now, I need to sleep. Okay? They don't get offended, trust me. They come back the next day and they keep coming back until you listen to them. So very rarely do they get offended. You can say it however you want. I play with them because they tease the shit out of me, as you all know. So we have a very cool relationship with spirit in this household. Okie dokie. First time here. Thank you very much, Leanne Joy. First time here. You're the newbie. Bit on my plate with family and my granddaughter and financial crisis. Okay, sweetheart. Very relaxing. Yep. Cool. Thank you very much for the feedback. Nice work, Posy. Okay, Cheryl Murray. Anything for me? Yes. What are we doing? We're going over here. Okay, objective compromise is what's required here. So when you're starting to make that decision, be objective. Self-control, patience, forgiving and healing. Forgive yourself for any mistakes that you now know are mistakes or were mistakes, okay? And use that healing energy on yourself. I know that I'm not supposed to tell people this, and you know what? I don't give a shit. But I do not give people my love and let them go. If they're shitty people for shitty reasons, like we've had a man in Sydney here that reached across the table of a woman that he didn't know who's 38 weeks pregnant and beat her repeatedly in the face, and when she fell down, he stomped on her head. Now, over my fucking dead body, am I sending him love and letting him go? No, I want to repeatedly slap him in the head with a shovel until he gets the idea that he's not supposed to do things like that. So I don't love people like that, okay? Because I love my husband and I love my friends and I love my family, my little family unit. So I'm not going to devalue that emotion that I have for my friends and family and my husband by giving some twat on the face of the earth love and letting him go. No. So I don't put the two together. Pretty funny like that. I know that goes against all the light working stuff. Look at this is me caring about that. It just doesn't seem right to me to give such a beautiful, clean soul emotion as love to a complete maggot. Doesn't. You've got some emotional experiences coming in as well. And how that works for you will be beautiful because it's actually really a spiritual connection coming in as well. So if you're not with your love of your life or you're not in love with your life, you can expect it to change very, very soon. 6 to 8 weeks in particular, you'll start to feel the shift, and from there, mind-blowing stuff. Very nice. I like that. Okay. Got you. Hunter, hello. Cody Scott. I would love a card if guided. Thank you. Cody loves my nails. Cody is my new best friend forever. All right. Cody has got a element of animal healing all about you, okay? So I don't know if you're working with animals, you want to work with animals, you've always wanted to be around animals, not really sure, but you have got a natural thing for animal healing. So any sort of healing modality that you can do with animals, walking them, talking with them, grooming them, get a dog wash. I'm not really sure what you're going to do, my love, but the gift that you give to animals as a result of what you can channel, okay, and what you can bring forward is amazing. So that's something for you to consider. You've got a healing energy card. Well, we didn't see that coming. Nurturing yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful when we know that too, don't we? And starting a new life. Okay, so this is the whole new change in direction for you all together, Cody. So grab it with both hands, my darling. You haven't had the easiest of journeys up until this point. See them do that? Cheeky buggers. And the thing is, when you haven't had... when you have had some difficult times in your life, you tend to be very grateful for the cool stuff that you get in your life. You're about to change direction, okay? And even if you know that your life now is a lot cooler than it used to be, it's going to up the ante on the cool factor, okay? It's like you're shedding things that don't need to live in space in your head. And it's a very calm energy for me to tune into. It's very calm, okay? I like it. I know that you like to go a bit quicker, but this is a calm energy. Nice. Just sail on and sail through this, okay? You'll be fine. Don't stress. Trust me. Okay, what else have we got? Gotcha. Donna Campbell. Love a card. You can have one, my darling. Hold on 1 second. We're doing the cogs. She's pulled a cog. Solar plexus. Solar plexus is the yellow, and I'm cheating again. I'm not thinking this before. That's this part here, okay, and it's self-mastery. Mastery over yourself, mastery over your emotions. If you're having a little, and this goes for everybody, if you're having a little trouble, okay, not just Donna Campbell, but anybody with your emotions, look up how Buddhism and Buddhist view intelligent emotion. Now, I say that term a lot. That doesn't mean that all the others are dumbass, okay? But it's a U-turn philosophy of where you can go, you know that you're being activated, and you can do the U-turn and bring yourself back in. So it's consciously allowing your logical brain to run the show as opposed to your body. You know how sometimes we can just get a little bit too carried away with our emotions? That doesn't happen to me. I'll tell you why in a minute, why that doesn't happen to me. But sometimes we feel like our emotions are consuming us, or we just can't seem to get our emotions in check. Buddhism way of looking at intelligent emotions is just really fantastic. It takes mindfulness and it takes a lot of practice to get there, but it is achievable, and it's really easy to do that. Another way of doing that is through martial arts, and not just one of those dojos where you pay $50 and you get a new belt every single month. Okay, go to old school proper dojo where they actually train you in martial arts, because that teaches you how to recognize your trigger points. So martial arts is a brilliant thing, which is why I know how to do that logic brain first. So my body reacts, and then in a split second I go, my brain, okay, what am I doing about this? I'm able to understand what my emotion is immediately, what that emotion is, whether it's fight, flight, what am I going to do? And then I park my body straight away and I go, right brain, well, how are we going to get out of this? Now that comes from having narcissistic parents, it comes from having abusive partners, and it comes from being in martial arts. So I've got triple whammy, but I've trained myself not to be consumed by my emotion. So the activation of the trigger point only happens to me when someone lies, because try as I might, I really struggle with that. I go in kill mode. I don't like lying. I just can't understand it. So self-mastery comes down to emotions and how you interpret your emotion and how you master yourself, how you get that trigger point, how you get that activation. Cool. All right. Da-da-da. Hunter TJ would like a reading. Divine wisdom. Okay, two things just happened then. Spirit just kicked me in the butt. The two things that happened were soul stars. Okay, so soul star is right up above. So you've got third eye, crown, soul star. So that's all really higher level stuff. Divine wisdom came in for you straight away, okay? So that you understanding that there's a bigger picture going on, okay? And you wanting a part of that bigger picture, you wanting to understand that jigsaw puzzle a little bit more. Castic record just popped straight into my head, so we're going to do that. And also you want to know about the future and how you're going to use that in your future. Now, the reason why I know that, because I'm touching the future side of my body, okay? The second thing that happened is I looked at both of my crystals straight away. So if you've just joined in, you won't know that this is an celestial quartz, okay, and this is the spirit quartz, and they're both used for tapping into the spirit world. And the fact that I picked up divine wisdom, soul star, and two really freaking bonza. Now I've got a man standing there, which is interesting. Two amazingly, hold on please, thank you, just wait a minute. I've got two amazing crystals. So you're at that point where you're going to start tapping right into the spirit world. And I know that you dabble in it already, but this is actually going to get really, really cool for you, okay? Now, this man is very persistent. So as soon as I started talking to you about divine wisdom and spirit, I had a man's head pop out of my wall. So where my office is set up, I've actually probably got about that far behind the monitor. I'm such a dick. That far behind the monitor, okay? So it's impossible for a man to be standing there, but he's popped his head out of the wall instead. Now, this man has got sort of a brownish color curly hair. He wants to be known. He wants to let me know that he's sitting there and he's waiting for me to acknowledge him. And I had to tell him to shut up, which he just looked at me and smirked. So that's the sort of thing that this man wants to do. So he wants to let you know that he's around. Hunter, this is for you most definitely, okay? So this man is letting you know that he's still ground. He's actually coming in now. He's one of your guides. He's one of your spirit team. You can call on to him later this evening. I kind of feel like he presented himself firstly without glasses on, but now he puts glasses on, so there's work to be done. So it's like he's got the 1980s style metal framed glasses, if you know. Yep. Okay, cool. So when he puts those on, he's focusing on, he's flicking my camera. That's him doing that. So he's focusing on what he's doing. So he's learning something. Okay, he's teaching you something. So he's one of your spirit team, and he wants to come through. So if you haven't already got those crystals, don't worry. Just look them up on your telephone, on your mobile phone, and use one as a screensaver for a little while to get you out of the shit until you actually get over there and grab yourself a crystal, okay? So celestial or spirit quartz, I think you're ready for either one. Doesn't really matter. Depends on what I'm doing and what I'm working on will be how that happens. So whoever that man is, Hunter, he is for you, and he's on your team. He's not one of mine, I can tell you now. Mine would smack me up the back of the head to get my attention, not flick with my camera and play with the lights. Okay, so I've got Patricia, I got Vicky, got Cheryl. How to connect, Michelle. Get off the merry-go-round, that's exactly right. Taddy, I got Michelle Fleming wants to know how to connect with my guides and angels, and who are they? All right. Now, there's a few things going on here for you. Now, interestingly, you've got a dog that comes through, and the dog's a chocolate lab. I don't know whether it was your dog this lifetime or a dog in a past lifetime. This is for Michelle Fleming, but you've got a chocolate Labrador that's coming through. It's very cute. There you go, flicking with the camera. What I will say to you is that you've got a whole bunch of interesting things going for you. And what this means for you, I've got someone touching me on the side of the face. You guys all need to play with your own spirit team, or tell them to bloody go to your house instead of hanging out at mine. All right, so Michelle, you've got a few people on your spirit team, okay? You've got at least 5, 6, tell me when, 6. You've got 6 people that are coming through, okay? You've got 2 humans, and the rest are different entity levels, okay? So when people talk about entity, when we're not talking about... we're not talking about, like The Conjuring or, anything crazy like that, okay? So I call them entities because it's just people or spirit form that have not been human form before, okay? So they're higher level beings going on, okay? Kind of like angels or whatever you want to call them, okay? Whatever you're comfortable with, that expression of entity freaks you out a little bit. Somebody referred to humans that had passed as disembodied people, which I thought was a little bit not very nice term. I wouldn't call them disembodied. I know that technically what they are, but I just thought it was a bit harsher term for people that I have conversations with on it every day. I'd like you to consider doing a couple of different things. The first thing, Michelle, for you is Indian drumming. Okay, now you didn't. Not everybody has a lifetime with the Native American Indians. I know it's a really cool thing to do, but they have a beautiful culture as far as mimicking the earth's heartbeat. Aboriginals do the same with their beating sticks, okay, with their drumsticks. And Native American music is easier to get your hands on that doesn't have the storyline, so you can quite readily available get drumming, Native American drumming that doesn't have the beautiful storyline that Aboriginal culture, what we sing along with the beats and those sorts of things. It's a bit harder to get it just the sticks and just that melody, not the singing. So I would recommend that you do something along those lines with that mimicking that heartbeat to take you on a journey, okay? If you've got a little bit of a guided meditation around I want to say corroboree because I'm Aboriginal, so I don't know the Native American term, but when they sit around like around a fire, you'll be able to smell the fire. So you want that guided meditation that will take you to a very native way of doing things with that heartbeat of earth. Okay, that will actually help you tap into your spirit guides, because it'll slow your own heart rate down. When we do meditations like that and it resonates well with us, our heart will actually mimic the beat of the drum. Okay, so that's why I'm suggesting that you do it that way, because I think it's close to your heart. I think it's something that will really help you tap into your own spirit team. There was somebody here touching me on the ear before, and then I could feel their breath on my face as well. Now, I don't know whether you guys saw it in there or not, whether you could see the movement, but they were definitely having a crack at me. So they all want to come through and talk to you. It's about you finding that modality that works for you, that resonates for you. If you get stuck, sing out. I'm more than happy to find a piece of music that will help you get along to your meditative state so you can listen to your guides. You do have, I started off saying 4, and then I went to 5 or 6. So there's 6 that want to come out and have a chat with you. 2 are humans, 4 are entities. So you're already at a higher level, an awareness state anyway. Okay, so that's really cool. That's really cool. All right. Just going to flick through. Jade, Tazzy, I got you, didn't I? Yes, I did. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nicole is trying different things. Nicole, the left of field lady, isn't she? Yes, she is. Cool. Definitely do that, because that'd be right up your alley. Like, yeah. Rightio. I'm looking for Kaz Watson. Can you see any more grandkids in my future, or can I donate the baby stuff to the families in the fires? You know what? Donate it, my darling. Have you already had your last granddaughter? Okay, if you've already had your granddaughter is the youngest of your grandkids, then there'll be no more, because she's a little ball breaker. Yeah, so if you haven't got a youngest granddaughter already, like a whole bunch of other boys and the youngest grandchild, yeah, because the youngest grandchild is what I'm trying to say is not a girl. Okay, maybe hang on to some girl stuff, because there's a high probability that you will get another little one, because got a little girl coming through and she's got sturdy legs and she's just got her legs on. Okay, so she's still little form coming through. But if you have already got that granddaughter as your youngest grandchild, then by all means donate that clothing. It'll come back to you anyway, like you pay dividend, because that's a very kind gesture. Thank you very much for doing that. But I kind of feel like, yeah, you probably, if you don't already have that last granddaughter, you're you've got one more coming. Cool. I want photos. I love babies, especially when they don't come out my vagina. Rightio. We've got 2 minutes. Oh my God. Tracy. Anything I need to know about Chris? Tracy, Okay. You've got 2 things here that are going on. Either you've got insecurities around previous relationships that you're bringing into this relationship very early on in the piece, okay? Or you've got some trust issues. I would say that you need to work through those trust issues or those insecurities yourself as an individual, okay, to give this relationship the best opportunity possible. If you haven't been through any of those insecurities like cheating on, deceit, betrayal, those sorts of things, if you haven't got any of those past hurts going, be careful, be careful, be careful, then your spidey sense is telling you that something is up, okay? You don't need to be a psychic to be able to sort that they're your 2 options here. You're a female. We have an intuition that we doubt so much, and it very rarely gets it wrong, okay? It's our self-doubt, it's our lack of self-belief, it's our lack of self-confidence, it's our culture, it's environmental influences, all those sorts of things that make us doubt ourselves. But if you're asking if everything's going to be okay, you've got one of those 2 things. You've got your spidey sense telling you, look out, kid, or you've got your insecurities and your trust issues and a bit of baggage from previous relationships, or childhood, whatever it could be, but you've got some sort of trigger there that it's making you feel like this. Okay, so please, my darling, work out what it is that applies for you. Okay, because if this is a relationship that you want to be able to take in for a long time, okay, Chris is a lovely person. I like the yin yang balance that's available there, but I'm just worried about your mindset going into this relationship and how you view this relationship. Okay, so just check out those two. Make sure that you rule out one or the other, okay, and then work out what you need to do next. Now that sounds like a bit of a cop out, but you've got a relationship reading out of me, and that bloody never happens. Okay. Hello from the UK. I just saw Rachel Pratt. Hello. My husband's family's from Kempston, Bedfordshire. So hopefully you know where that is. Because I know that a lot of people in the UK don't really know where stuff is. But thank you very much for tuning in. Okay. Rachel would like... Rachel. Okay. Rachel, Rachel Pratt. You've got an opportunity to take some action, okay? Being courageous, taking the first step, doing what feels right to you. If you follow what's in your heart, okay, this is a heart decision for you. You won't go wrong. You will instinctively know what to do in this situation, okay? You've got nothing to worry about at all. And you've got a big reason to celebrate coming up as well. So that could be a very good move forward for you in a lot of different ways, okay? So congratulations, whatever that is. All right, guys, we're at the 61-minute mark. I'm going to get booted. So I apologize if I missed out on anybody, which by the looks of things, I certainly did. But that would do it for today. If I could, Kaz got 5 granddaughters and 2 boys just this year. Bloody hell, buy your children a television, woman. I want photos. PM me, baby girl. If you missed out on a reading tonight, I am back on the same spiritual events directory tomorrow night at 8:30 New South Wales time, okay? I do astroscope, but I do this sort of thing straight after I do my astroscope. So tune in, say good day, let me know you're there. If you got a reading tonight, let the guys get a reading tomorrow night that may have missed out. By the looks of things, there's lots of you. I'm very grateful for you tuning in. I only get an hour on the spot, and I've gone over by 2.5 minutes. Oh, well, what can I say? I had an absolute blast tapping in for all of you. You were Spirit did too, by the looks of things. You're all just amazing, and thank you very much for your time and your energy, and I will see you all tomorrow night at 8:30 on Astroscopes here on the Spiritual Events Directory, or alternatively next Thursday night for the Warrior Chronicles once more. Thanks, guys. Take care.